Hey, Book Talk. Today I want to talk to you about some of my favorite nonfiction books that I read in 2024. The only criteria I had for these was that these were my 4-star and above reads, and they are all from different parts of the world. The first one, and these are in no particular order. The first one I have is called Chaos. And the subtitle is Charles Manson, the CIA, and the Secret History of the 60s. And this is by Tom O'Neill. It's a really great book covering the 60s. I'll get into a deeper review on this very soon. The next one that I have, I mentioned this in a previous video, that Emma Southern is one of those authors that can put a little bit of humor, sarcasm, and her own spin on history, particularly Roman history. And this one is A Fatal Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, Murder in Ancient Rome by Emma Southern. It's a really great book. I really enjoyed this one. One of those that I found, this one was super interesting to me. It's on pirates. I love pirates. And so this one is called Born to be Hanged, the epic story of the gentlemen pirates who raided the South Seas, rescued a princess, and stole a fortune by Keith Thompson. This one, hilarious at times. I don't know if it was supposed to be funny, but it was. And this one brought out a lot of vibes of, if you've ever seen the movie Pirates of the Caribbean, it kind of brought that out in this one. It's really good. Another one that I absolutely loved, and this one kind of wrecked me a little bit because I felt really bad that this happened to these women. It's called Radium Girls, The Dark Story of America's Shining Women by Kate Moore. This one is absolute read. This one was hard to put down, and it was one of those that it still lives rent-free in my mind that this was allowed to happen. So I'll put a review up on this one very soon. Another one this one I lived through, being, growing up in the 1980s. Chernobyl was an event that I can remember being on the news and people talking about it. This one is by Adam Higginbotham. I can have a hard time pronouncing his name. The Untold Story of the World's Greatest Nuclear Disaster, Midnight in Chernobyl. This one was so good, minute by minute, what happened during the Chernobyl event. So I'll put a review up on that one as well. It's so good. This one was my first book of 2024. And this one I absolutely loved. It was one of those introductory books, and it's the history of the Vikings, Children of Ash and Elm, right there by Neil Price. This one was so good, and I read this one for the History Sickos book club, and I'll tag Michael Christ in this one too. But he really got me interested in really getting back into reading history. So this one was fantastic. One that I found was really piqued my interest was Native American history, and this one is it's called Indigenous Continent by Pika Hemalanen, right there. Okay, this is the epic contest for North America. This one was really good as a great introduction to many of the Native American cultures, and I'll get a full review up on this one soon. Um, Another one that was really great that scared it scared the crap out of me. I'll be honest. And this one was called Nuclear War by Annie Jacobson. This terrified me. I read this in just I don't know 2 or 3 settings, but this one it absolutely scared me. This one was so realistic, is so well researched, and this is a definite must read. Another one that going back to Native Americans, one that was because of that book, I found it piqued my interest a little bit more. The So I chose this one, and this one here is The Journey of Crazy Horse by Joseph Marshall III. This one gives a really good view of Crazy Horse. It kind of illuminates his actual being and separates him from the legend. Really good. And finally, the one that probably stuck with me the most last year. This one, man, this one, I read this back in probably April, and this one, it really stuck with me, and it's The Rape of Nanking, The Forgotten Holocaust of World War II by Iris Chang. This one, the brutality that this book encapsulates and exposes is devastating. But this is one that I think is probably one of those that should be required reading. So I'll get into a review of that soon. So what are you reading? What was your favorite books of 2024? Were they nonfiction? Were they history? Were they of a memoir? I'd be curious to know what. And also, do you have any recommendations for me? I'm always open to recommendations. So I am got some good books lined up for 2025. I'm going to put some reviews up of those. If you want to follow me in my my content creation adventure, my link tree will be in the video description. So I thought I'd mention that, and I will see you soon.